where we provide updates and undisclosed narratives on Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her royal family. We provide you with the exciting news. Catherine's fashion choices captivate the world with her stunning, glittering gowns and tiara at the royal banquet. When Buckingham Palace opens its shiny doors for a state dinner, the speeches must come last. The performance really starts as the Princess of Wales steps through the door. Catherine has transformed these meticulously planned meals into a live lookbook of diplomatic couture over the last 10 years. Each dress and diamond sends a message about cultural differences with the delicacy of a sonnet. 7 outfits, from red chiffon to optical white crepe, have solidified her status as the monarchy's most expressive sartorial storyteller. What follows is a long, unbroken story about those evenings. There are no bullets or charts, just a long ribbon of silk and glitter, along with the real-time responses that happened on social media and in the fashion press. As a fashion blogger who wrote about Princess Catherine's fashion for 14 years, I have never been disappointed about her choice for the royal state banquet. Always classy and elegant. Let me bring you the most stunning outfits that make the fashion world shake about her fashion choice. A Franco-British masterstroke in crimson in 2025. The most recent luncheon, held on July 2 for President Emmanuel Macron, started with a loud hush. Catherine wore a deep red silk crepon that Sarah Burton made for Givenchy. The cape was so flowing that it seemed as if it had been spilled instead of sewn. The combination of Burton, quintessentially British, and the legendary French company was like a haute couture handshake. Fashion historian Dr. Annabelle Reid subsequently termed it a love letter to cross-channel creativity. She held a thin ruby clutch with lily-of-the-valley embroidery in the crook of her arm. This is France's symbol of good luck. Queen Mary's lover's knot tiara shone like a row of small lighthouses on her forehead. Within minutes, social media lost its cool. The hashtag Kate went around X at a rate of 38,000 tweets per minute. One user said, the princess looked like a walking Fabergé egg, opulent, surprising, but impossibly refined. People who watched Jules were just as excited. The lover's knot sat above the Greville diamond drops, which were once warmed by Queen Elizabeth II's pulse. There were 2 well-known royal family orders pinned on the silk, as well as the sky blue rosette of France's National Order of Merit, which was a nice touch for the guest of honor. Stylist Olivia Peake, who typically clothes European nobles, liked how well the balance worked. She replied, "Every detail is a footnote. Color to honor France, craftsmanship to honor Britain, and heirloom stones to remind us of the Windsor timeline. That's how to make soft power seem cool." 2023. A white, silver, and long sleeping tiara. 14 months ago, the ballroom hosted an event that was just as fascinating for jewelry historians as it was for fashion journalists. Catherine wore an ivory silk crepe dress by Jenny Packham to welcome South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol. The gown's micro-cape, which looked like a calla lily petal, was covered with silver bead constellations that sparkled in the glare of press cameras. People soon noticed the color. Pure white is like the middle panel of South Korea's flag, but it also shows how impartial and peaceful Britain wanted to be. But the tiara overshadowed all of it. The Strathmore rose, which hadn't been seen in public since the 1930s, topped Catherine's elegant chignon. Lauren Keane, who is in charge of an upcoming show on royal jewels, said she let out a theatrical gasp as the camera zoomed in on the 5 detachable diamond flowers. TikTok went crazy right away. A 4-minute video by creator @CrownCash had 1 million likes before sunrise. Jinhae Park, a designer from Seoul, joined the frenzy from across the time zone and praised the princess for honoring the geometry of the traditional jagori jacket without sliding into costume. Queen Elizabeth II's diamond orbital earrings and pearl-trimmed opera gloves were some of Catherine's accessories that fit the idea of resurrected history. According to Vogue Korea, the outcome was the perfect tension between modern minimalism and century-old sparkle. The ivory cape that marked the start of a new reign in 2022, Catherine's first state dinner as Princess of Wales, was in November 2022. It was important to be polite at the event in honor of South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa. The dress she chose, a long Jenny Packham column that brushed the floor and was buried behind a sheer, full-length cloak, did just that. The crepe hovered like morning mist, giving off a calm, serious feeling that matched Britain's attitude following the Queen's death. But it also showed that people were together. White is on both the Union Jack and the South African flag. Nostalgia was the main theme throughout the jewelry line. Princess Diana's pearl and diamond earrings hung down from the sparkling arches of the lover's knot tiara, making a clear connection between 3 generations of women in Wales. Catherine fastened her new GCVO sash with a diamond Art Deco clasp that many people think King Charles got from Bentley and Skinner. The Financial Times summed up the atmosphere well when they said, "She proved that sleek minimalism can carry the same authority that brocade and crinoline used to." Fans also felt the emotional pull. A popular Instagram photo showing Diana's earrings over Catherine's shoulder got more than 80,000 likes with the simple remark, "Legacy lives." Ruffles, rank, and architectural drama in 2019. The visit by Trump to the state in June 2019 was a change of pace for the movies. Catherine chose Alexander McQueen, but not the usual sleek shape. Instead, she donned a porcelain white dress with a wide skirt and layers upon layers of soft ruffles that fell down it. The sweetheart neckline made the engineering below seem softer, letting the new GCVO sash hang nicely across her body. Hugo Vickers, a royal biographer, said that the first appearance of the sash was like a debutante's curtsy to duty. He praised how Catherine mixed official insignia with great elegance without allowing one to take over the other. Accessories added the finishing touches. A diamond brooch in the form of an oak leaf and acorn paid respect to her Middleton family. The Queen Mother gave her sapphire and diamond fringe earrings that made the sapphire stripe on the ribbon stand out. American viewers watched on television news across the Atlantic. Sophia Walsh, a style journalist, said that CNN stock ticker spent the broadcast hiding behind a flying wall of ruffles. A Reddit user with a keen eye noticed that the gown's tiered design looked a lot like the crown molding in the ballroom. The internet liked the mix of couture and ceiling cornice. A symphony in periwinkle blue in 2018, Catherine went back to serving food to the Dutch kings and queens only a few months after giving birth to Prince Louis. This time, she tried periwinkle, which is a color that both the Dutch and British flags have in common. The off-the-shoulder neckline of the Alexander McQueen gown accentuated her shoulders like a regal balcony. The ruffled bodice gathered into a dignified mermaid skirt. For the first time, Queen Elizabeth II's family order emblem, which was as little as a postage stamp but very important, shone on her left side. But the jewelry below stole the show in every picture. There hadn't been a picture of Queen Alexandra's wedding necklace, which was full of pearls and diamonds set like lacework, on a monarch since the Queen Mother wore it in the 1950s. Jewels editor Claire Hill said that Catherine layered 3 dynasties of Windsor women in 1 square foot of skin. She pointed to the lover's knot tiara above and Princess Diana's Collingwood pearl drops caressing her shoulders. Dutch reporters quickly praised the color choice as a diplomatic gesture, while British reporters were amazed at how the princess could make an 1860s gem seem like it was from 2025. The blush lace that went semi-viral in 2017, the pale pink Marchesa dress worn on the Spanish state visit in 2017, is the only one that hasn't been well documented. Since professional photographers weren't allowed in the palace that night, the public had to rely on blurry live streams to figure out what Catherine looked like. Even though the dress was pixelated, its sheer trumpet sleeves and fluted cuffs nevertheless gave off a romantic vibe. The Greville ruby and diamond floral bandeau was around her neck. This was its first public appearance in a long time. Spanish fashion editor Inés Gómez liked the pattern. Rubies have long been a symbol of bravery in Spanish culture, but Catherine softened their fierceness with pastel lace, creating what Gómez called an opera of restraint. A TikTok user called @RegencyRewind got 700,000 likes for a step-by-step video that showed the bandeau's ruby pistils becoming bigger. This kind of attention to detail is why fans keep asking palace authorities to reveal real photos. For now, the Marchesa gown is still almost mythical, a ghost in pink chantilly that haunts the minds of those who love royal taste. The Scarlet opening act in 2015, 10 years ago this fall, Catherine made her first appearance at a state dinner. She wore a cardinal red Jenny Packham dress to welcome China's President Xi Jinping. The designer's trademark glitter came from tiny sequins sewn onto silk chiffon. This gave the fabric a soft shine that reminded people of the pleasure and wealth that the color represents in Chinese culture. The lotus flower tiara sat perfectly on top of her tightly wrapped updo. Its pearl-tipped petals were a nod to both Chinese iconography and the Art Deco curves of British jewelry from the 1930s. There were 2 bangles on her wrists that told tales that could fill whole films. The first was the Queen's wedding gift bracelet made of diamonds that Prince Philip gave to Elizabeth II. It had never been lent to any other monarch. The second one started out as a necklace that Queen Mary wore. Ella Kay, a historian of jewelry, called the combo a heritage cocktail that spans Greece, Denmark, and the House of Windsor. 200 million people read Chinese comments on Weibo under the hashtag #CatherineStun. They praised the princess for using lotus symbolism in her outfit without making it seem like a cliché. It was a good start, and it set the tone for all the other sartorial summits that came after it. Digital echoes and silk threads. When you look at these 7 dinner designs in order, they show you a designer's dictionary of diplomatic gestures. Catherine's first language is color. For France, it's crimson. For Korea and South Africa, it's white. For the Netherlands, it's periwinkle. For Spain, it's ballerina pink. And for China, it's the strongest scarlet. Her second is silhouette. Capes show power. Ruffles show contemporary romance. And elegant columns show seriousness. Jewels are like footnotes, with each tiara or pendant bringing with it 100 years of history. In this era of hyperconnectivity, fans turn every little thing into numbers. Burton's Finance says that Burton's 2025 design was worth almost £9 million in worldwide media value within 72 hours. Searches for white cape gown increased on Net-a-Porter 1 month after the 2022 ivory cape dress. What happens next is still up in the air. A visit from the Japanese government is coming up, and those who keep an eye on jewelry are talking about the Cambridge emeralds, which have been in the royal vaults for a long time, or perhaps chrysanthemum-shaped diamond clips. Maxwell Stone of Bentley & Skinner says that the style will be as well researched as a PhD thesis, but packaged for the best Instagram reach. Whatever happens beneath the chandeliers of the ballroom, the crowd is ready, their gadgets are charged, and their hashtags are ready. Dr. Priya Sen says, Catherine takes centuries of British history, stitches them together in the present tense, and sends the story around the world in less than a second. That is enough cause for fashion fans from Seoul to Sao Paulo to keep checking their feeds till the next golden doors open and silk becomes the news again. Thank you for watching the video. Which is the best outfit you like the most? Please let us know your thoughts, and goodbye for now.